Good morning, everyone. So we have been seeing the power of mental health since morning, and we have learnt a lot of tactics for achieving our own spirituality, how to increase our own mental health, mental power, and Mr. Deepak has told us very nice ways of meditation. But I would like to draw attention to the power of mental health basically for the people who cannot take care of their own self, means the elderly, because as a ORGlife Healthcare, we are into elderly care and elderly care and providing nursing services, and we are seeing lot many elderly people who are in need of mental attention, means they suffer from the diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia basically. So now we can rejuvenate ourselves through meditation, we can take care of ourselves, but the person who cannot take care of his own, how we can take care of their mental health. So that is basically I want to draw the attention to this. So through my presentation I would like to take you how they suffer, how their medical condition grows up, how they suffer mentally, and how we can address that issues. So basically in this presentation we will go through this. So my objective is to connect elderly people to community resources through education by providing care and mental health services to ensure their well-being, independence and dignified life to the elderly people. So globally the population is aging rapidly. Below 2015 almost it is estimated to double the size of elderly population from 12% to 22%, and even in India, as our Prime Minister always says, we are a young country and our average life is our average age of the country is 28 years now, and in the next 15 years we are also going to become the elderly person. So mental and neurological disorders among elderly population account for 6.6% for total disability. So this is a major challenge, because out of 20% population which is elderly among all, and out of that 20%, 6% are suffering from this mental disability. So approximately 20% of adult aged 60 above suffer from a mental disorder. The most common mental neurological disorder in this age group is dementia and depression. So as we see, we have childhood, balyavastha, vruddhavastha, balyavastha, kishoravastha, tarunyavastha, what we say childhood, adolescence, youth, middle age and elderly life. So my focus of discussion would be on basically elderly life. So mind matters, yes, mind matters. A healthy state of mind matters because it helps in cope with the stresses of life. We have seen, be physically healthy, hope good relationship, have a good relationship, make meaningful contributions to the community, work productively, realize own full potential. And the power of the person with sound mental health has a winner state of mind. He is a winner for bread and butter of his family, and he is successful in all aspects of his life like education, career, society, relationship and friendships as well. So he has the ability to conquer the world. So a person with a sound mental health can win the world. So a mental illness is a condition that affects a person's thinking. So now we have seen since morning that we are trying to recover ourselves from mental health. So mental illness is a condition that affects a person's thinking, feeling or mood. Such conditions may affect someone's ability to relate the others' functions each day. Each person will have a different experiences, even people with the same diagnosis. So two people suffering from dementia may have some different experiences with the same diagnosis, and this is the power of mental health. So elderly people are more likely to have complex health conditions than any other age group, substance use disorder and cognitive impairments. Substance use disorder is mainly a challenge. Loss is common. We have seen as the age advances, people tend to lose their family members, their friends, spouse, loss of physical functionings like paralysis, independence. They tend to rely on their relatives like grandsons and else. And similarly, after retirement, some people tend to find loss of purpose in life because they think that now they have become useless. So, purpose of life affects overall health like mental health, physical health, and may trigger substance use. So, the factors affecting mental health might be physical abuse, sexual abuse, domestic violence, physical, psychological abuse, financial losses, changes in physical ability, functioning and the brain ability, change of tolerance in medication, alcohol, food, and elder abuse is a serious problem. We have seen the patient because our patients who are suffering from, so family members used to behave badly with the elderly people. So, we have to take care of that. So, some symptoms of mental illness we will see: sad and depressed mood lasting longer than 2 weeks. So, if you see a person who is in depression, it is an indicator of mental illness. Social withdrawal, loss of interest in things that used to be enjoyable. Some people feel disoriented, lost somewhere. Unexplained fatigue, energy loss and sleep changes, confusion, disorientation, problems with concentration and decision making, increase and decrease in appetite, weight loss and gain, memory loss, especially recent in short term memory loss problems, feeling of worthlessness, inappropriate guilt, helplessness and thoughts of suicide, physical symptoms that can't be otherwise be explained, and aches, constipation, etc. So, trouble in handling finances and working with numbers. So, with elderly people we see these many challenges, and elderly people do not seek help, they think they can handle it. So, you may have seen in your family. So, those people who are in the elderly stage, they do not take your help, they think they can manage their own task. Healthcare providers and elderly people often mistake depression for a natural response of aging. So, we do not realize if there is any depression kind of thing going on under the patient. I have seen even my uncle who is retired just now, and he can handle everything, but only because he is retired, his children, they say, Papa, aap drive mat kijiye, main chala lunga, and he feels worthlessness because now he is retired and he feels dumb. So, I can see these changes that now he is starting developing depression only because he is retired, nothing else, no loss of physical ability, nothing else. So, that is how elderly people visit their general physician to get all their medications and help for physical illness. So, what happens is usually हमारे भी घर पे ऐसा ही होता है कि कुछ भी थोड़े से सिम्टम्स आते हैं, कॉन्स्टिपेशन, एक्स जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया, उसमें दैट वी टेंड टू विजिट आवर जनरल फिजिशियन ओनली, एंड जनरल फिजिशियन टेल्स कि आप इतना मेडिसिन ले लीजिए एंड दिस विल गो अवे, बट द मेडिकल कंडीशन रिमेन्स अनएड्रेस्ड. This may skip actual screening and treatment of the depression. So, the special need for elderly care is, as some adults age, they may begin to rely more on spouses, adult, children, grandchildren and their loved ones for assistance with daily living activities and navigating the healthcare system. Means even to visit the general physician, they need to rely on someone in the family, maybe grandchildren or maybe their son, spouse, etc. Unlike the children, where these parents legally and functionally take charge of their kids, but in elderly person there is no clear demarcable line and there is no clear cut definition, and it more or less straightforward and obvious. So, we need to take charge, we need to understand when to start to take care of our parents for this. In conditions like dementia, capabilities are lost slowly and there is no clear point when we should start decision making for our elderly people. Advanced directives are very important. So, risk factors are like physical disability, long term illness like heart diseases, cancer, dementia causing illness, physical illness that can affect thought, memory and emotions, for example, thyroid and adrenal diseases, changes of environmental like moving and assisted living, illness or loss of loved one, medication interactions, alcohol and substance use, and poor diet and malnutrition. These are the risk factors for mental problem. So, treatment and care diseases, it is important to prepare health providers and societies to meet specific needs of elderly population, including training on healthcare professional who are providing care to the elderly people. So, basically in our country how the care is given, the chronology starts from our home. अगर हमारे घर में कोई elderly person है तो ये start होता है कि मेरे पापा की तरफ ख्याल करने वाला कोई है नहीं, आप कोई आसपास में है तो किसी को बुला लो, सवेरे का काम करना है हमको. एंड इसमें तो केयर गिवर इन टुडेज सिनेरियो इन इंडिया, केयर गिवर इज नॉट sought as a care giving is a profession. Nobody comes to this profession by choice. After nursing they come, but as a caregiver, basic caregiver which we see, so those people who have not learned, those who are not educated, they they come to this profession only by accident, because nobody is giving them work. That's why they can come to this profession कि मैं चलो पेशेंट के साथ में हॉस्पिटल में बैठ के इसका काम कर लूँगा करके. एंड दैट्स हाउ दिस केयर गिविंग प्रोफेशन इज नॉट सीन एज अ प्रोफेशन. So these people are untrained, and there is the major problem, because elderly people who actually have their health fragile, very fragile, and they are tend to have physical damage, and then they are mentally ill also. So it is unaddressed at all. So preventing and managing age associated chronic diseases including mental, neurological and substance use disorders. Designing sustainable policies on a long term and palliative care. So we should address, basically in India I am running this ORGlife Healthcare organization for 5 years, and this is the major thing I see, that this should be addressed, that long term and palliative care to be taken to the very professional level. The lot of training is required to the caregivers, and government should do something on this basically to make this prepare. So developing age friendly services and settings. So managing mental health would be working everyone as a team, including counselor, caregiver, family. So basically the idea for integrated care is every person who is in touch of the elderly person, maybe his family member, maybe counselor, or maybe his caregiver, general physician, they should all work as a team, and everybody should be kept informed, and they should. So we have seen one serial in TV, and they handled the dementia people very effectively, and this would be the best example I would like to tell you. If you see any dementia patient in your home and around, so everything they used to write, they tell everyone all the incidences what happened, so that the person with suffering from dementia will not forget the things. This is called an integrated care. Enhanced wellness, promptly providing assistance in managing needs such as physical activity, weight management, mental stimulation, nutrition, medication management and depression, anxiety. So measures to be taken: healthy adjustment to stage of life, optimizing physical and mental health, functional ability and well-being, early diagnosis in order to promote early and optimal management, identifying and treating conditions along with physical illness, acceptance of loss, letting it go, overcome survival guilt, usually comes after losing a child or a good friend in young age, providing information and long term support to carers. So this was just I wanted to convey you that every one of us is trying to take care of ourselves, but there is one part of society which needs to be taken care by someone else, and that is a elderly population, and we should carefully take care of themselves by addressing this dementia and depression issues. Thank you.